break it down.
Hey guys, what is up? iRaspberry Kiwi here, and welcome to my first installment in the newest series, Destiny: The Theory. Now I'm here with the Saucy J, and in this video, all we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing some of the information on the newest expansion, the House of Wolves, that's going to be coming out sometime in May. And we'll also give some of our theories as well. So basically, we're going to go over a few things, and basically what we're going to go over is we're going to go over the story. We're going to go over the strike, and we're going to go over the raid. Now, we're going to try to get as much detail in as we can, so if we can't get enough in, we're sorry. But basically, what Destiny: The Theory is, guys, is it's going to be a user-run thing, so all we need you to do is leave your comments and theories down below on what you want to see done in next week's show. And that will be done in next week's show. So, let's go ahead and get this started. So the first thing I want to start off with is on Polygon. Now, the link will be in the description. A Reddit player has released some information, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read that now. A Destiny player on Reddit looks to have dug up some early details on the game's next expansion, House of Wolves, including all manner of gear, weapons, a new level cap rise, and possibly even a release date. But Bungie warns that Destiny players shouldn't get too carried away with those leaked House of Wolves details. Now, I can understand what they're talking about because of the weapons and the armor. They could all change that. But what we're going to go off of is everything else. So, Reddit user MegamanExe64, who is apparently playing Destiny in Japanese, says that they managed to uncover dozens of pieces of Crucible and Vanguard armor for the Hunter, Warlock, and Titan classes, as well as a handful of new guns and rocket launchers. The new items were allegedly spotted and screen capped while visiting an in-game vendor. There are some other intriguing details posted by MegamanExe64, including what looks like a new faction and a level 32 weekly Nightfall strike. There's also speculation that House of Wolves will be released on May 19th, though it is not clear how the Reddit user came to that particular conclusion. A screenshot, blah, 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 blah. So, and he provides some screenshots, and you guys can go ahead and check out the link down in the description and look at those. Now, basically, he provides the banner, which I'm going to post a picture of, and it says, "The House of Wolves, a new fallen warlord rises. The Queen's fallen have purchased their freedom with awoken blood. Hunt down the traitors, and your debt to the Queen will be paid. New awoken storyline plus an exclusive raid, 3 new Crucible maps, and a fallen strike. Hundreds of new weapons, armor, and gear." So that's basically that. And so, I don't know, Jay, what do you think about that?
Well, I'd just like to say that obviously, all the armor and weapons are subject to change because of how early they are released, and they're pretty much still in beta form of weaponry, but I'd like to hope that Bungie is really trying their asses off on this DLC. This is for a lot of people I know, this is their, last hope for Bungie. If they mess up on this DLC, they don't even care what comes after. They're just going to sell the game or stop playing or just stop caring in general, and I'm pretty much the same way. I'm already bored of this game. I have everything I could possibly have from Crota's End Raid. I don't really have much to do, so I'm kind of hanging on until May or whenever they release the House of Wolves, and then hopefully they can keep me interested again until Comet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
so I'm gonna try to look this post up really quick. It was actually on Bungie, and it was the weekly update. Let me see if I could pull this up. If I can, then I'd like to go over that. But if I can't, then oh well. Let me see. This might be it. It doesn't look like it. But basically, Bungie did release a post. Now the link will be in the description for this too, and
I think I know what you're
basically
talking about.
Basically what they said was like, I actually think I found it. They said, between now and the end of the month, or no, what the heck? Oh, here it is. Okay, it says basically that they're going to be releasing Destiny expansion 2, the House of Wolves, in the second quarter of the year. and they said if you're not sure, you know, Q2, blah blah. It's basically sometime in April, May, or June, and so that kind of gives me a little bit of, you know, reason to believe Mega Man EXE64 and how, like, his information on his release date. Now, I do believe that, and I hope that it comes out. I also heard that it's going to be coming out the 10th. Now, if we remember with the Dark Below DLC, there was the pre-release, not the pre-release, but the update, the big update where we downloaded everything and whatnot. And it basically said with that update, it's just adding in new areas for the raid. So maybe on the 10th, that might be what's coming out, and then the 19th, the raid is coming out. I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it, though. So we're going to go ahead and explain the story for you guys. So, Jay, do you want to start that off?
Well, I think what it is the story, as you heard when he explained it, is that the Queen's Fallen have purchased their freedom with awoken blood. Now, we're still kind of theorizing about what that could actually mean. Now, if that means that they killed an Awoken to purchase their freedom, like they had a bounty or something like that, or maybe they even kidnapped the Queen or someone in the Queen's line of guard or something like that. But I think it just means that they actually went out and earned their freedom by killing someone that the Queen said, this person is not okay, go kill them. Then they killed them and earned their freedom, is I think what they're meaning by that. But I think, didn't you have another theory?
Yeah, so basically my theory on the storyline, and, you know, since the beginning, the Crow, or the Queen's brother, never really liked us. He did not like the Guardians. He did not like the fact that the Queen was basically helping us by giving us the Gate Lord's Eye. And so basically what I'm thinking is this is what her brother told the Fallen. He said, if you guys capture the Queen, I will set you free. So I'm thinking that that's kind of what happened is, you know, by what it says, like, you know, oh, the awoken blood, blah, 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 they purchased their freedom with awoken blood. Basically what I'm thinking is they captured the Queen, which is awoken blood. She's in the bloodline of, like, the awoken race. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now I'm not 100% sure on that. That would be really cool if, you know, the Crow actually did capture the Queen. That would be really, really cool. Like, beyond cool. So
that would be
yeah.
Cool. And even to further that theory, though, I think when it really set him off when the Queen, like, forced him to give us the eye so we could go to the Black Garden and stop that Black Heart.
Yeah.
I think also in the I think it's the Queen's brother's Grimoire card. I'm not sure if it's the Ghost Fragment or his actual Grimoire card, but it does say that he had one of his crows go and watch the Black Garden. He had eyes on the Black Garden the whole time. Now we'll go into that later, but I'm thinking that when she, like, made us go to the Black Garden or let us go to the Black Garden, that really put a thorn in his butt because he had exterior motives for the Black Garden that we kind of disrupted when we went there.
Yeah, and, like, that's what I was talking about. You know, the Queen gives us the eye, and then also if you notice in the banner, it does say, hunt down the traitors and your debt to the Queen will be paid. And if you guys remember that as well, that same cutscene, the Queen said basically, and I don't remember word for word, but she did say somewhere along the lines of, you know, basically you owe me.
Yeah, she says, if I call, I expect you to answer.
Yeah, if I call, you better answer, basically.
And then so that's when the Queen's brother was like, she's saying you owe us, Guardian.
I understand.
Yeah. And, you know, that cutscene will be in here, too, so you guys could see that, along with some audio. But, yeah, she did say that, so that, you know, that's just a lot of backup right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then,
But that also could be linked to the event that they had not far after launch of the actual when the Queen's emissary came to the tower. That's what I thought she meant by that. But now I'm thinking it's more leading up, like that was an advertisement for this DLC. That's what I'm thinking now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, see, because everything, Bungie kind of laid it out, like, purposely. Like, you know, they obviously have some stuff in the game that means something, like even on the Earth, this is the next thing we're going to be talking about. If you go onto the Earth, there's a door that the Saucy J found, and we found a way to break through the door, basically, and explore. And just like any DLC find, you know, there was no ghosts this time, but maybe when they add, you know, the textures and whatnot, there will be. But it was basically just a big old cave, and there was a few doors in there. And
didn't really lead anywhere.
I don't know.
Either. It's just it's kind of barren. It's just kind of empty, and I think it's because we are so far away from the actual release of the House of Wolves. They have yet to update it like they did with the Dark Below, where they sent out that huge 2 GB patch that added in a bunch of geometry for the other locations. They're probably going to do the same thing for the House of Wolves, on that Friday or something.
Yeah, which would make complete sense. And another thing, I forgot to mention this earlier. But if you guys notice, if you look at your calendars, everybody pull out your calendar, look at your calendar, and guess what May 19th lands on? It lands on a Tuesday. That gives me even more reason to believe that Mega Man EXE64 is right about the launch date.
And as we all know, Bungie loves Tuesdays. Everything they do, all updates and patches are on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, because, they want to release it with the, you know...
Well, yeah, the weekly updates and all that.
Yeah, the weekly updates. So going back to the door, Jay, what do you think that's going to be? Because you did tell me the mission is going to be Gone to Ground.
Yeah,
if that's what you said.
The door on Earth is going to be the Gone to Ground mission, where you pretty much, it's going to be, you spawn somewhere near the door, obviously. You fight your way to the door, and then once you're there, I'm assuming your ghost pops out and opens it, or it opens up for you, just like in the other mission where you fight Omnigul for Rasputin. But basically, this is you are hunting down the lead King Baron Paskin for the Queen. This is one of the people that led the march out of the Prison of Elders, or in the DLC, something along those lines. You have to go out and kill this guy in this mission called Gone to Ground. And that's why I'm thinking it's going to be some secret base where he's hiding out underground. And yeah.
And so since there is going to be a new faction, do you ever kind of think okay, so maybe this is something kind of like Eris, you know, you're gonna have the Queen somewhere in the tower possibly, or maybe not in the tower, but you're gonna have somebody in the tower or somewhere else. Actually, it'd make more sense if it was on the reef.
See, so my thought on that is instead of having the Queen or Queen's emissary in the tower, we're gonna have a whole new explorable area that's like a new safe hub like the tower, but it's in the reef. And I don't know if you're going to put the video up of the guy walking in that sort of area.
Yeah,
but
that's definitely going to be in here.
If you look on the left of the side of the screen, you'll see a House of Devils Fallen guard walking around, just chilling, just walking like normal, patrolling the area. Then sort of in the middle, once the camera pans to the middle, you'll see 2 other people walking around that are just casually walking with the Fallen next to them. And then you see the Guardian with his hood on. So it could be a pre-alpha like that is from a very long time ago. So I'm thinking if it is a new tower, we're going to obviously take our hoods off like we do normally in the tower. But that's probably what I'm going to think it's going to be at, where we can go visit the Queen or someone who can talk to the Queen from there.
Yeah, and so possibly, you know, we're going to pick up a daily bounty. We're going to pick up a daily bounty, and of course, we're going to have to go do it. So back to what I was saying though, is I think that we're gonna have stuff that we pick up, of course we're gonna get some kind of drop possibly from the King Baron, and we're gonna take it back to the reef or wherever this location is, and we're gonna turn that in, and kind of like Eris, we're gonna but we're gonna possibly get weapons or armor or some cool stuff like that. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking on that little,
Yeah, they haven't released any
thing.
information upon that location or anything like that, or anything really. They just released, I think, some basic info. That's how we know the King Baron's name and all that. We know the mission names, but I don't even know if they released that information or if it was leaked. But that's all we really know so far.
It was leaked, wasn't it? Because you did have that video of the guy who got all the glitched screen with all the DLCs in it and everything.
Yeah, so I guess it was leaked.
Yeah, so it's a big chance that it's leaked, unless Bungie was so kind to just give us that information.
Well, I didn't even hear about it, so I think it is leaked, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, do you want to move on, or do you want to mention anything else about that little area?
I can't really think of anything else that would be notable. I mean, obviously it's pretty far out there. It's past the Forgotten Shores and everything like that. It's really far out there. So knowing Bungie, we're probably going to spawn in the Moth Yards and then have to drive all the way over there, because you know how they try to elongate each mission, spawning you halfway across the damn world. So
yeah.
if I call that spawn
All
location,
right.
that's going to be crazy.
Yeah. All right, so the next thing, let's talk about the strike, because there is going to be a new Fallen Strike. Now, you and I have been into an area that looks pretty suspicious. Like, that could be something with the DLC. And let's go ahead and talk about that little area.
Yeah,
because
so the strike, the area that you were in is, I'm pretty sure, like I'm like 95% sure that is the new area for the strike. It's going to be called Trader's Catch, I believe. And basically what you're supposed to do there is, the description of the strike is basically you have to go there and eliminate the infamous Fallen Walker. So that leads me to believe it's going to be some kind of Fallen Walker boss, because they say that. Now, whether it's a guy riding the Fallen Walker or some guy controlling a robotic walker, like controlling him from like a command station up top or whatever, but it's going to be some kind of Fallen Walker boss. But there's also 2 holes up on the wall with 2 sleeping walkers. And on the walls on the left and the right, there are 2 doors for little guys like dregs and captains and all that to run out of on each side. So it's going to be like a survival wave, like in Sepix Prime, where you have to survive the 3 waves. I think it's going to be first wave, little guys, second wave, the 2 Fallen Walkers, because it's a pretty big area. They could easily have 2 walkers in that area. It's a pretty big area. And then the middle door, in the middle there's a plate that opens up, and it's going to be the Fallen Walker, I'm assuming.
Or if you're me and you're hoping that Bungie's going to be cool and create like a new kind of boss, it's going to be a Shank boss. Just saying.
That big ass door just for a little tiny Shank just flying around.
Yeah, but you know, like we were messing around the other day, that little tiny Shank is going to have the most OP shrapnel launcher in the world. Oh my god. And he's just going to one hit us.
But you know how Bungie hates every good idea ever.
I know.
Like, we all thought the Dark Below was going to be something else, but it was just... hated the Dark Below so much.
Let's hope that Bungie does that in some kind of, like, player trading system, or something along the lines of that. Like, you can at least, like, sell your stuff to another player, or something like that. Or at least have it so, like, a certain level person, like a level 20, can then start trading, or something along the lines of that.
Well, and one thing I did want to note as well is I was doing some more research the other night, and I found a video possibly introducing some trading, not like in the future, but it was like in the past, like Bungie removed it, because in the PS4 launch, like E3 gameplay video, the guy mentions that the friend that spawned in had all of his gear, he was fully leveled up and all that, all of his gear was earned from doing missions, or raids, or trading. So I think Bungie had the trading system in the game, but then removed it for whatever reason. For it to be maybe a Comet DLC or Destiny 2 when they refine it more, whatever. I think we will see a trading system eventually.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the strike. So, like you said, you know that area, which will be posted to. I don't know on what the boss could be, though. That's a very good thing, because there is the 2 Fallen Walkers that are sleeping or in some kind of resting state, either dead or they're just resting. So
well, I think, and if you look above the Fallen Walkers too, there is a sort of track or conveyor belt above them. So we may not just be fighting 2 Fallen Walkers. It may be like one, then the other, then another, like 4 or however many. But there are little tracks up on the ceiling that lead to the little holes that the Fallen Walkers are into, so we don't actually know what we could be fighting just yet.
Also, another thing, like, you know how you were talking about the servitors and the primes and whatnot, and how you think, or is that going to be the raid that you were talking about?
That's going to be in the raid.
That's going to be the raid. That's what I was thinking. which does lead us into the next topic, which is the raid. So basically, now we're going to go over the raid, and we're just going to talk about where we think that's going to be and how it's going to go down. So, Jay, let's go ahead and start that up.
So, I think my first thought of the raid is, as we all know, as we've all been hearing and it's been rumored and leaked, kind of, is the raid is going to be in the Reef. Now, there's no actual explanation of where the location is in the Reef. We just know it's in the Reef. Now, I think it's in the Prison of Elders, because the Queen does own the Prison of Elders. That's her. She does own the Prison of Elders. In the Grimoire card for the Queen, it says that she's patrolling it, and she has like her witch guards that form a line or whatever, and they do their thing. But I think it's going to be in the Prison of Elders, and it's going to be an Archon guy has pretty much taken over her Prison of Elders, so you have to go take it back. You have to go kill him and take it back, and it's going to be a Kel kind of big guy.
Yeah.
So
some kind of like some kind of like really big Kel's guard in a way. Like also what I was thinking, because I was also watching some E3 footage just the other night, and it was showing that the terminus had to do with the raid. They said the new raid is going to be on the terminus. Now I want you to kind of get that out of the way too, because you had more information on it than I did.
Yes.
And so like why? Huh? What were you saying? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to go ahead and say that whoever said that is flat out wrong. Flat out dead wrong. It is not. The Terminus is going to be a story mission in the House of Wolves, where we actually already have information on that location. In the Grimoire card for the House of Exile, I believe it is, it says that it's rumored that they're trying to take over a location on Venus, but in reality, they're really trying to go after this Vex stronghold, aka the Terminus. So we're gonna go up there, and if you've already been up there, which it is fairly easy to get up there, I know I've taken you up there, Kiwi.
Yeah.
It's you'll see a bunch of broken, dead carcasses of Vex. You'll see a bunch of dead bodies of Vex. So it's most likely going to be we get there at the aftermath stage of them taking it over. So we have to take it back. We're going to have to kill another Kel guard. Now, whatever he has to do with the story of the DLC, I don't really know. I don't really know his name either.
Or
I just know he's an Archon Kel type of dude.
So you know that for a fact, that it is going to be some kind of Okay.
Yes.
Because we do need information on that too, since you said it is a fact. Let's go ahead and
if you want to, I'll send you the video if you want to include it of the guy's map.
Of course, I'm going to
include
it.
It says the Terminus is. You can pause the video right on the Terminus, and it explains you have to go in there and kill an Archon or a Kel or whatever it's going to be for the House of Exile or whatever house goes up there, and you have to stop them from taking it over. But obviously, because of all the Vex bodies, we get there at the aftermath. They've already taken it over.
Yeah.
Or we're probably going to get there at the very end.
And the 3 ghosts that were there that we did collect, I don't remember. It didn't give Grimoire for it yet, did it?
No,
I mean, that's going to come in the future.
You can pick them up, but it didn't actually give you Grimoire score currently. You can just pick them up
or
to
any
read
cards for
them.
it yet. Right? Didn't give any cards out yet.
Yeah, you can pick them up. It doesn't give you any Grimoire score, and you can't really read them or give you any cards. So, did your controller die?
It died. No, it didn't die. It just turned off. So, what were you saying?
So yeah, the Grimoire scores and and all the cards for the ghosts up there don't actually give you anything just yet. Just like when the Dark Below wasn't released, and it's the ghosts that you could get in the Rasputin's Vault, where Omnigul or whatever that mission is right there. There was the ghosts in there you couldn't get, or you could, but they wouldn't actually give you anything. It's the same way for that mission too.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to clear it up. Okay, and then so with the raid, let's go ahead and jump back with that. The raid is gonna be some kind of kill.
Yes.
And
going to be.
Basically what we're gonna have to do is this is our theory. Now, this did take a little bit of time to think up. Our theory on what the boss is gonna be is it's gonna be the Kel. But along with the Kel, there's gonna be the Servitor. Now, I don't know if you already read the Servitor Grimoire card, but if you haven't, then you should go ahead and read it now, so they know why.
Yeah,
and then we can explain it more.
So the Servitor Grimoire card is kind of what, like he said, is what leading up to our theory on what the raid boss and mechanics are going to be. So pretty much, it says that the Servitors have complex relationships with each other and with their fallen crews. Servitors are attached to a Prime, a massive Servitor which exists in unclear symbiosis with a fallen Archon. The Archon conveys the Kel's wishes to the Prime Servitor. So we're just kind of led to believe that they are in some way attached to a Kel, whether they're in the same room as the Kel or before the Kel or whatever it may be, but the Kel is going to be the last boss, and there could possibly, most likely, be a giant Servitor Prime that we have to fight before we go to the Kel or while we're actually in there. But also it says that the Servitors are living relics of the once mighty fallen civilization, packed with ultra-sophisticated machinery. They process matter and energy into ether that the fallen depend on for life. So that leads us to believe, that sentence right there leads us to believe the Servitors are going to be in the Kel's last chamber or whatever we're going to be fighting in. Where basically our thought is that you're going to have to, maybe like the Servitor is going to be like Sepix Prime, where when you first walk into the room, they're going to have like a shield. You have to, destroy the shield and get like the Servitor to be down, however many there are. You have to destroy the Servitor.
I think it's just going to be the one.
You think it's going to be one?
Yeah, just one Servitor, and it's going to... I mean... I guess we could have more. It could be more than one. I don't think the Servitors are going to be really moving. They're going to just kind of be
what I think
strong points.
Is because if you also think about it, if you look at the Archon Priest, now granted he's not a Kel, but we have fought a Kel before, so they all have the ability to teleport. Same with Captains, Archons, Kels. They all have the ability to teleport. So my thought is when you first walk in, he's going to get out of his, capsule or whatever, with his grand entrance, and then he's going to stand in the very center with us standing there, in awe of his beauty or whatever. And he's going to, we can't do any damage, and then he's going to teleport to one of his Servitors, which we have to run in maybe a circle formation, destroy the Servitor, and then we can deal damage, just like with Crota, when you have to bring down his shield before you can actually do damage with the sword.
Okay, so what you think is going to happen, this is... See, because, I don't know, since last time we discussed this, it was different. What you said was, and this is what I thought, was it's going to be, one Servitor, and basically what we do is we drop that Servitor's shield, and once we drop the Servitor's shield, we will be able to damage the Kel, just kind of like Crota. We take down Crota's shield, Crota falls, and then when we take down the Servitor's shield, the Kel is no longer going to be receiving either, and it's not going to be reviving. So basically, or not reviving, but re-healing, or, its shield is going to go down.
Yeah.
And so what I was thinking is, once we drop its shield, the Kel goes in some kind of enraged state with that, red little squiggle above his head, and he chases us, and we have to try to damage him and stuff before that Servitor comes back up. And once the Servitor comes back up, it kind of, calms him back down and puts his shield back on.
Well, I think what limits that theory is the chasing. I think you have a good theory except for the chasing, because if you look at Atheon and Crota, they can't chase you unless you go up there, up to their platform.
Yeah.
So unless we have to go up there unless one person or a couple people have to go up there, with Atheon, to maybe get closer for more damage or whatever the theory is, or the actual thing that is. But my theory is just, he teleports, and there's 1, 2, 3 Servitors. He teleports to one, you knock out that Servitor, you destroy him right there. He goes back to the middle, you wait, he teleports to another one, you take out the other Servitor, you get him down, he teleports maybe back to the other one, or to a third one, and then you do the same thing, repeat, and then there might be a thing where he goes back to the middle, and he tries to shoot you, and you might have to, hold up a bubble for the time, or whatever. We don't actually know if there's going to be a relic, like the shield, in the Vault of Glass, or the sword, in Crota's End, but it's a definite possibility. Yep. Bungie definitely likes that whole team coordination with the one important guy that can either deal damage or shields or whatever the thing is. They definitely like that in their raids, so it's a definite possibility again.
Yeah. Well, that is probably going to be it for now, since we are out of time.
Yes.
So I think we covered a lot. We covered basically the storyline. Or parts of the storyline. We covered the strike parts of the strike. We covered, parts of the raid, what we think it's going to be, because none of this we actually know really for a fact. We just know what we've seen.
Yeah.
We know what we've heard.
Most of the information is leaked. So it could all
it's
change.
Mostly leaked, so it could all change. It could be false. It could be true. We're hoping it is true. These are our theories on it, so go ahead and leave a comment down below what you guys think about this video. And if you guys want to hear more about the House of Wolves, then we can probably do some little mini videos for you guys. Not quite 30 minutes long and not for Destiny the Theory, but what we can do is do kind of like a mini series
just
of
to go into
playing
more
out
in-depth
theories.
Detail.
Yeah, with more in-depth detail and more, more hands-on playing and whatnot.
Hands-on.
And yeah. So yeah, like I said, go ahead and leave a comment down below of what you thought of this. Go ahead and share your theories on it. Let us know if you want to see more of the House of Wolves or if you want to go off on another topic. Alright? So go ahead and leave a comment down below on what you guys want. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like on it. And go check out the Saucy J. His link will be in the description. He does come up with some pretty cool theories himself and also some pretty cool Destiny content as well.
Yay.
And yeah. Yay! And yeah, go check out my Facebook page. Link will be in the description. Go ahead and follow that. You'll be updated whenever I do live events, and you'll also be updated on videos that will be coming out a day or two ahead of time, so you guys will know what to expect from me. Alright, so that is it for now, guys. Remember, I will be posting Saturdays at 8 in the morning. For you guys, time might be differently, and I'm not sure where you guys are, so I can't tell you an exact time. But I am in Western United States, in California. So it will be 8 o'clock in the morning for me. So that is it for now, guys. Like I said, go ahead and drop a like. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go subscribe to the Saucy J. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Destiny the Theory. Peace out, guys.
Yay.